I did have a minor panic last weekend because I had written in game night, but hadn't written any time or who. And I was like, what kind of game night am I doing? And I was like going around asking people. And then like the day or two after, I saw you guys in the office, and you're like, "You still good for next Sunday?" I was like, "Yes, yes, yes, I am. Have it booked off. Now I remember who it was for."
Welcome to My Hill to Die On, episode 40.
Everyone has things that they're passionate about.
Things we want our friends to try and experience.
So we've convinced each other to try different things.
And we talk about these experiences to see if we can get just one more person
to join us on our Hill to Die On. So this week, we decided that we were going to play a game. So we gathered / blackmailed a bunch of our friends and got them to join. And so tonight, in the order in which they are going to be playing, we have my co-host, Nate Rudd.
Hello, thank you. Looking forward to it.
And next we have Angie Hall, a returning guest.
Hello.
After Angie, we have Nate Gibson.
Hi. Yes, long-time listener, first-time caller.
And then we have Zach Smoker.
Hello, first-time listener, first-time caller.
And finally, we have Nash Bridges.
Good to be here.
All right.
Angie, I was thinking we're going to have to remember to close the pod bay doors this time.
Oh, yes.
How many times did you leave the pod bay doors?
At least twice.
Yeah, and then there was the spacesuit.
Yeah, and
Yes.
spacesuit, yep.
Yep, forgot that too. I definitely did.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, clearly you did not listen to episode 16.
Oh, was it 16?
I think it was 16.
Wow.
Maybe it wasn't 16. Maybe it was a lot later.
26.
26. Okay.
Tomato.
Subtracted 10. The game we're going to play today is a type of game called a parsely game made by Jared Sorensen of Memento, Mori, Theatricks. So the basic idea is I am going to describe and set a scene, and then each of you in turn will be able to say one command to me on what you're going to do. And then after you've given your one command, you get to the back of the line, and then the next person gets to go. So say you're in a forest and the exits are north, south, east, and west. You have to decide which direction you're going. But then the next person behind you might have a different idea of where you need to go. And it goes similar to that. This game, the specific one we are going to be playing today, is called Action Castle 2. Mostly because I think Nate and Angie have both played Action Castle 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, do we need to know the backstory of Action Castle 1 to understand Action Castle 2?
Yes, and there's going to be a test.
Fair enough.
I don't remember the backstory of Action Castle 1.
Actually, you don't need. The only similarity between the two is that there is a castle called Action Castle. Everybody with me so far?
Good backstory.
I put my thumbs up and then I realized you can't see that. So
I cannot see anything. We're just going to go in order. Each person is going to get a chance to say something, respond to something. Imagine for a moment that there is a cobbler who has one chair inside his head. What's the movie?
Inside Out.
Inside Out, thank you. You are the feelings in Inside Out. Each of you gets turn controlling Riley, or in this case, a cobbler.
Yes, this cobbler contains multitudes
of personalities.
Yes.
I see.
I thought we were all different people.
That's the basic premise of this game.
Woo.
For those of you who haven't played it before, that sounds a little hard to imagine right now, but you'll catch on pretty quick.
So do we roll for initiative?
Yes, you have a negative 17 to your initiative. All right, so Nate, Welcome to Action Castle 2. The title of this actually says, The Next Step Downward to Danger. Action Castle 2, Return to Action Castle. The basic premise is this small little thing. Many years have passed since the king of Action Castle was crowned. Now, a simple cobbler with dreams of fortune and glory sets out on a grand adventure. So, Nate, you are in your workshop. A pair of velvet slippers is here. A door leads outside. What would you like to do?
I'd like to know my inventory.
Ah, yes. Inside your inventory, you have a shiny copper penny. And that is it. Angie, what would you like to do?
Can I inspect the velvet slippers, please?
You see a pair of fine purple velvet slippers fit for a king.
Interesting.
Nate Gibson, what would you like to do?
I will put on the slippers.
Unfortunately, the slippers don't fit.
Shoot.
Couldn't tell that in the inspection, though.
No, you couldn't. Zach.
I try to pick up any of the other shoes in the room.
Unfortunately, the scraps and pieces of shoes are not really worth your time to pick up.
Okay.
Nash, what would you like to do?
Explore the workshop.
You are in a workshop. It is a cobbler's workshop. There are lots of shoes here that, well, half-made shoes, but there are a pair of fine velvet slippers, very pretty, fit for a king. Nate?
I would like to pick up and keep with me the slippers in my inventory.
All right. You now have slippers in your inventory.
I would like to go out the door.
Okay. You have left the cobbler's workshop. You are now in the town square. Welcome to the town square. It's a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. You see a wishing well here.
Which way is the workshop?
The workshop is north. Who just went? That was Angie, right?
I just went.
Yeah. So, Nate.
Well, I would like to throw my shiny copper penny in the wishing well.
You drop the penny into the well. You hear a faint plink as it hits the bottom. There goes your last cent. Now what? Zach?
I will try the exit west, I suppose.
Exit west. You are now at the town hall. At the town hall, you see Rosemary, the mayor's daughter, here. Nash, what would you like to do?
Go talk to Rosemary.
Hey, it's your girlfriend. She's a sweet girl, but she's painfully shy. Rosemary blushes as she catches you looking at her. That's all. That's all. I mean, all right. Sorry. She looks like she wants to say something, but she looks away and blushes some more. There you go. That's her trying to talk to you. Real depth of a relationship right there, let me tell you. She's your girlfriend, but barely talks to you.
Inspect town hall.
The town hall is mostly empty, especially at this time of night. Everybody seems to be asleep except for Rosemary.
Any exits?
Yes, back to the town square.
Wait, so are we in the town hall right now?
You are in the town hall, a mostly empty room, except for Rosemary, who is really up way too late for this time of night, really. I mean,
Okay, exit town hall.
you are back in the town square. It's a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. You see a wishing well here. Nate?
East.
East. All right. You see a road leading out of town, and you go down the Old Pond Road. You're walking down the Old Pond Road, a wide cobblestone road that used to be lined with rose bushes. There's a sign here. The Old Pond Road runs north to south. Apparently, I cannot say the Old Pond Road. The town is back to the east. So there are exits to the north, to the south, and back west to the town square. Zach, what would you like to do?
I would like to go back to the town square.
Back to the town square. Going back to that town square. It's a dark, cold night. There are exits north, south, east, and west. But you see a wishing well here. That's the well that you decided to spend all of your money in. Great investment. Nash.
Let's see, which ways have we gone so far?
You have gone north to the cobbler's workshop, east to the Old Pond Road, and west to Town Hall.
Go back to the town hall.
Going back to the Town Hall, you are in the Town Hall. It's empty except for Rosemary, the mayor's daughter here. Nate?
Yes, I was just trying to think. I'm going to try it. Ask Rosemary if the mayor likes me.
Rosemary says, my dad, he approves of our relationship, and he's really supportive of all of the time that we spend together.
Not bad.
Ask Rosemary if we were supposed to meet here tonight.
We didn't especially make plans, but, it's nice just seeing you.
A little bit off script, are we?
We are definitely off script.
I will give her the slippers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Moving up in the relationship.
She looks at the slippers and says, "Those are really nice, but those aren't my size."
Oh.
Yeah, I did buy them for another woman. You're right.
They're
Oh my.
Sorry, Rosemary.
Can I ask Rosemary how she would feel about a copper penny?
Why, do you have one?
No.
Then this conversation is going to have a very short ending. Nash?
It's a real strong relationship they've got here.
It is. Do you know who the shoes belong to?
I assume that you had an order or something. I mean, you wouldn't have made them otherwise.
Phew, she assumes a good thing.
Yes.
All right, let's exit back out to the town square. I think we got a lot out of her.
You are back in the town square.
That was a very fun diversion.
I was worried how much I was going to have to ad-lib of Rosemary's deep backstory.
I would like to go south, please.
Oh, you want to go south. Ah, well, you enter the smithy. You are in the smithy. The blacksmith is at the forge, hammering on some red-hot iron. There's a grindstone here.
I'll ask the smithy if he has anything for sale.
He looks at you, snorts, and goes, "What do you want? I'm busy." He knows that you have no money. He can smell it on you.
I would like to inspect this. Wait, is there any exits in this room? Was that in the...
Yeah, back out to the town square.
Okay. Then I will exit back into the town square.
It's a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. You've gone them all. And then you also see a wishing well here. The, spot of investment. Zach just went, so Nash.
Can we go back to the pond?
The Old Pond Road. Yes, of course. You can go to the Old Pond Road. You're walking down the Old Pond Road, a wide cobblestone road that used to be lined with rose bushes. There's a sign here. Old Pond Road runs north to south. The town is back to the east.
Go north.
So you go north. You arrive at a bend in the road. There's an old tree stump here. You see Action Castle to the east. Exits are back south to the Old Pond Road or east.
Can I inspect stump?
Ah, you examine the stump. Judging by the size of the stump, the tree must have been enormous. And maybe I should have led with this, but there is an axe embedded in the tree stump.
Ah.
Take axe.
You have an axe in your inventory. It is dulled from frequent use.
Let's go east to Action Castle.
Going east to Action Castle. You stand outside the walls of Action Castle. There's a deep moat here. The drawbridge is up. Nash.
Call to see if there's anyone there.
You yell, "Hello, hello, hello, hello." There seems to be no response. Everybody must be asleep. It is late.
I thought it was supposed to be Action Castle.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring castle right now. Are there any exits besides the moat and west?
Back west and the moat. Those are the two exits.
Let's go back west.
Back west. Back to the bend in the road. You arrive at a bend in the road. There's an old tree stump here. It used to have an axe. Now you have the axe. You see Action Castle to the east.
I can only go back to Action Castle or to the town, right?
No, you can go south to Old Pond Road or east to Action Castle.
Oh, right. Okay, back to Old Pond Road, please.
Back to Old Pond Road. You stand on Old Pond Road, a wide cobblestone road that used to be lined with rose bushes. There is a sign here, Old Pond Road, north to south, town to the east. Yeah.
South.
You want to go south? Oh.
Wait, the town is to the west, right?
What? Yeah, town is to the west. You stand at the edge of the Old Pond, as named by the Old Pond Road. The clear night sky is above and full of stars. You see a rowboat here. A path runs along the pond to the north and to the south.
I will go south then.
All right, south. You enter a hermit's cave. An old man sits by a fire outside a dark cave. He's lost in thought and doesn't appear to notice you.
Greet him.
It just seems like he must be some crazy old hermit. He's bearded, barefoot, and dirty. His only clothing is a burlap sack tied about his waist in a piece of rope. He mumbles something about a prophecy and then just goes back to staring at a fire.
Present slippers.
The hermit accepts your gift and gives you this bit of advice. Remember, only a fool desires wealth and power. The wise person has everything they need. And then he taps his head and gives you a sly wink. So once again, I will repeat that in clearer terms. Remember, only a fool desires wealth and power. The wise person has everything they need. Okay.
What are my exits from here?
Back to the old pond.
All right, back to the old pond, please.
You are heading back to the old pond. You stand at the edge of the old pond. The clear night sky is above and full of stars. You see a rowboat here. The path runs along the pond from the north to the south.
I'd like to inspect the rowboat.
You see that the boat is in fair condition and contains a blanket.
I would like to put the blanket in my inventory.
You now have a warm wool blanket.
Can we get in the boat?
You are now in the boat.
Ooh, what are our new exits?
You can go out to the middle of the pond.
Okay. I would like to go out to the middle of the pond, please.
Row, row, row your boat. Life is but a dream. Merrily... Oh, wait, no. You row to the middle of the pond. It's quiet, peaceful, and actually very romantic here.
Mm-hmm.
Exits?
Back to the shore.
All right, back to the shore, please.
You're back on the shore. Row, row, row your... All right, we're done. You are on the shore. You stand at the edge of the old pond. Clear night sky is above and full of stars. You see a rowboat here. A path runs alongside the pond from the north to the south.
I'll go north.
You are on the Old Pond Road, wide cobblestone road that used to be lined with rose bushes. There's a sign here. Old Pond Road runs from the north to the south. Town lies to the east.
I would like to inspect the rose bushes.
They seem to be free of roses, strangely enough.
Head to the town.
Heading back to the town. You are in the town square. It's a dark, cold night. The exits are north, south, east, and west. You see a wishing well here.
Head to the town hall.
Heading to the town hall. You are in the town hall. Rosemary, the mayor's daughter, is here.
Invite Rosemary to the pond.
It's much too chilly to go outside.
Oh, much too chilly.
Shoot.
I'll offer her the warm blanket.
Rosemary kisses you on the cheek and drapes the blanket over her shoulders. She's now willing to follow you.
I will go to the town square with Rosemary.
Going to the town square. It's a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. You see a wishing well here. Rosemary looks at the well and says, this looks like a good investment.
Continue to the pond.
You head to the Old Pond Road. You are on the Old Pond Road, wide cobblestone road. Used to be lined with rose bushes. There's a sign here. Runs from north to the south. Town is to the east.
South, please.
Going south. You are at the edge of the old pond. Clear night sky. Skies above, full of stars. You see a rowboat here. Path runs alongside the pond from the north to the south.
Get in the rowboat with Rosemary.
Row, row, row your boat right out to the middle of the lake. It's quiet, peaceful, and romantic here.
I'll ask Rosemary what she's thinking about right now.
What information would you like to share with us at the moment?
You know, this is just such a beautiful night. I'm just so glad to spend it with you.
I would like to lean in.
And you kiss Rosemary on the cheek because we are going to keep this PG and not have to do a fade to black.
I was thinking more along the lines of like Sebastian starts singing and
La 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 la, don't be shy. Except it's not Sebastian in this case. That would probably be a bullfrog. Because it's an old pond.
a little bit less romantic.
Does she react at all?
She smiles and blushes.
Oh. Hold her hand.
You hold Rosemary's hand. It's just so nice spending time together out on this lake.
My goodness. I really want to flip the boat, but let's go back to the edge.
So you flip the boat. You're going back to the edge of the pond?
I guess so.
I mean, you can try other things.
Oh yeah, we can try other things.
You've tried a lot of things. All right. So you go back to the edge of the pond?
Yeah, I guess I'm going back to the edge. Yeah, sorry guys.
All right. You're back to the edge of the pond. The clear night sky is above you. Your beloved is following alongside you. You see a rowboat here. A path runs alongside you from the north to the south.
Go back up the path.
Going back up the path. You are on the Old Pond Road. You're walking down the Old Pond Road. It's a wide cobblestone road that used to have rose bushes. Well, it still has rose bushes. There's just no roses. There's a sign here. Old Pond Road runs from the north to the south, and the town is back to the east.
West.
Or back to the west.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask Rosemary what she knows about Action Castle.
Well, it's the castle that has been here for many years, and we give our taxes to the local king, and that's pretty much, I mean, the king is the king. We belong in the town.
We'll go back to the town square.
Back to the town square you go. You are in the town square. It is a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. There's a wishing well here.
Can I go to the smithy from here?
Yes, you can. You are in the smithy now. You are in the smithy. There's a blacksmith at the forge hammering on some red-hot iron. There's a grindstone here.
Do we try this? Can we talk to the smithy?
What do you want? I'm busy. He snorts and gets back to his hammering.
Can we inspect grindstone?
If you put your nose to it, you might make something out of yourself. But for now, you're just a cobbler.
Head back to the town square.
Heading back to the town square. You are in the town square. It's a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. There's a wishing well here.
Can I try to retrieve the copper penny?
You can try. You look down the well, and you try to reach down and to grab your copper penny. It seems a little too far. I mean, you could keep trying to reach it, but, I mean, you might fall in.
Ask Rosemary about the well.
It's the well. It's a deep subject.
It's really hard to get information out of her.
Yeah.
Rosemary has a rich and deep, lore-filled backstory.
Oh.
Is there a bucket for the well?
There is a bucket. There's also a hole in my bucket. No, I'm kidding. Just because I wanted to make a hole in my bucket reference. There's just a regular bucket. It's on a winch that you can wind down and wind back up. Gets water. Does what it's needed to.
Sure, let's get some water.
You lower the bucket, get some water, take a drink. Great. You're now not thirsty.
I don't even know where to go.
What would you like me to give you a small hint?
Yes.
Sure.
Maybe remember what is in your inventory at the moment. Because there is something you can do with something that is in your inventory.
Yes.
At the well?
Not at the well.
Right. Right.
Am I allowed to say, or should I not say for the time being? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I've been dying
Keep
to
it under
say
your
it.
hat for now.
Go.
You mean the dull axe that we have? Sorry.
Oh.
No, I know what we have.
Emphasis on the adjective.
I can't remember which way this is, but can we go towards Action Castle?
You cannot get to Action Castle from here. You would have to go a couple of scenes away.
Yes. I can't remember the path, though.
I will You head towards Action Castle via the Old Pond Road.
Oh, right.
You are
Old
now
Pond
walking
Road.
down the Old Pond Road.
Old Pond Road.
There is exits from to the north and the south and back west to the town square. That was Angie. So Nate.
Whoops, I forgot to do something in town. I'm going to go back to the old town square.
Sorry.
You are back in the town square. It's a cold, dark night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. Wishing well. It's here. Rosemary's here, too.
She's liking all this walking.
Yeah. With my hand in my inventory, I head to the blacksmith.
You head to the blacksmith. You are now at the blacksmith. The blacksmith is at the forge, hammering on some red-hot iron. There's a grindstone here.
Ask him to sharpen the dull axe.
The smith mutters under his breath, sharpens the axe for you. You now have a sharp axe.
Ooh.
Nate?
Let's go back to the town square.
Back to the town square. You are in the town square. It's a dark, cold night. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. There's a wishing well here. Rosemary's also here.
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road. Or Old Pond Road.
Old Pond Road.
The Old Pond Road, a wide cobblestone road that used to be lined with rose bushes. There's a sign here. Old Pond Road runs north-south. Town is to the east.
I'm going to head north to the bend in the road.
North to the bend in the road. You are now at the bend in the road. There's an old tree stump here. You see Action Castle to the east.
Head east towards Action Castle.
Heading east towards Action Castle, you are now outside the walls of Action Castle. There's a deep moat here. The drawbridge is up.
Are there any secret entrances?
You look around for secret entrances. All you see right now is a black, murky water that ripples as something moves beneath the surface.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Mm. Can you see what's holding the drawbridge up?
It looks like thick chains.
Thick chains that aren't cut by sharp axes.
Shoot.
The only kind of axe that would cut those sharp chains is if you dropped your axe into a pond and the fairy would ask, did you drop the silver axe or the golden axe? Clearly nobody gets the old Zelda references.
No, I caught that.
Thank you.
I don't know if we did this earlier. Inspect drawbridge? I guess we kind of just did that.
It is a thick drawbridge. It seems well reinforced with thick metal chains holding it up in place.
Well, we learned that it's thick, so throwing the
Yes.
axe isn't going to break through it. So.
Shoot.
How heavy is the boat?
That's what-
How heavy is the boat? The boat is pretty heavy.
Go back and get
Oh,
it.
man. For two people?
Rosemary, carry it.
I will let you know that because you didn't ask this, but the exits for where you are currently at are west back to the bend in the road, or you can enter the moat.
Oh.
You can try to enter the moat.
Wait, whose turn is it?
It is my turn. I might regret this, but I will enter the moat.
Wait, but I don't think we explained one important thing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Before we enter the moat.
You can die in this game.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
And we have 3 save slots. 3 times we can save during the game.
And if you happen to die, you either can reload a save, or you have to start back from the beginning of the game. So, yes, what Nate is saying is he is afraid that entering the moat will kill us.
So maybe we should save first.
It is up to you.
Oh, you mean we can save as an action?
Yes,
We can save as an action.
you can save as an action.
And we can do that up to 3 times. So
Up to 3 times.
Oh.
No more than 3. I do not know how to count above 3.
Which is not a binary number, so it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it's really weird. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's 2 bits.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It is up to you. Would you like to enter the moat?
I would like to save.
Yes, you are saving now. All right, we're done saving.
It's a printer save.
So even if we potentially theoretically die, we can go back
If you theoretically die at this point, you would
Yeah.
return here
to our most recent save.
to whatever save you want. If you save 3 times, you can return to any of those 3 save slots.
And at any point, we can reload this save?
Right.
Okay.
You could also send Rosemary in first.
Oh.
Oh, I did forget to tell you that Rosemary was unwilling to follow you past the bend in the road.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. Guess we can't send her in first.
She does not want to go too far from town.
Hmm.
I will enter the moat.
You entered the moat. As you enter the water, a monstrous catfish as big as a horse rears up. But you manage to fend it off with your sharp axe.
Oh.
Wounded, it sinks below the water.
The axe or the fish?
The fish. You are now treading the water in the moat, just within reach of Action Castle's stone walls. You don't really feel too safe here.
Explore the moat.
Peering closely at the wall, you notice some loose stones in the wall.
I would like to remove the loose stones.
Pulling with all your might, you move a stone away, and it reveals a tunnel.
Ooh.
Enter tunnel.
You squeeze through the narrow opening and enter a long, dark tunnel. You are now in the tunnel.
And it's okay. We're not going to get eaten by a grue because it's pitch black.
No.
Okay.
Not right now. Not yet. You find yourself somewhere underneath the castle. A dark tunnel stretches from the north to the south. There's a hole dug into the wall to the east. There's a skeleton here.
Oh.
I will examine the skeleton.
You see the skeletal remains of an adventurer clad in fire-scorched armor. Its rent and battered shield bears the heraldry of Action Castle.
Can I try to put the armor and shield in my inventory?
You decide that better than putting it in your inventory, you decide to strap on that armor and shield. You are now wearing the armor and shield.
Continue down the tunnel.
Which direction would you like to go? There are exits north, south, and east.
Would north be going straight?
North would go back to the moat.
Oh, okay. No.
Oh, north goes back to the moat? Okay.
North goes back to the moat.
North goes
I
back.
need an eraser.
East.
East it is. All right. You are in the dungeon.
Oh.
Torches flicker high above, casting sinister shadows on a wall. A twisting staircase leads up. There are some cells here.
Is this the same castle map as the previous castle?
A different castle map.
I don't remember it anyway.
Similar, but, there's been some reconstruction and redesigns in the years in between.
Inspect dungeon.
In the dungeon, you see that there are a series of lines scratched into the wall. It looks like somebody was here for a long time. There's also a hole dug in one of the cell walls. The hole that you came out of, actually. There is also stairs leading up.
Go up the stairs.
Are the stairs going north?
The stairs are going up.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, this is stairs going up. You are on the dungeon stairs. From above, you can make out some of the king's guards talking about the current events. Somebody left an old lamp here.
I will take the lamp.
You now have a lamp in your inventory.
Can I inspect the room we are in and where the exits are?
You are on the dungeon stairs. From above, you can make out what some of the king's guards are talking about. They're talking about some current events, just good to stay abreast of the current situation and whatnot. There was a lamp here, but now that's in your inventory.
So the guards are up?
They are up. They are talking.
Oh, okay.
We already listened to them talk?
You have not yet listened to them talk.
Can we listen to them talk?
Sure. It seems that the king's champion was recently slain by a terrible dragon, and now there's nobody left who's brave enough to venture underground.
I'm stupid enough. Let's go back down then.
All right, you are back in the dungeon. Torches flicker high above, casting sinister shadows on the walls. A twisting staircase leads up. There are some cells here.
Go back into the tunnel.
Going back into the tunnel, you are now underground. You find yourself somewhere underneath the castle. A dark tunnel stretches from the north to the south. There's a hole dug into the wall to the east. There's a skeleton here. Back north leads to the moat. East is where you just came from the dungeon. So the direction you have not gone yet is to the south.
Can I turn on my lamp?
You attempt to turn on the lamp. It seems like there's no wick. You can't light it. It's just an old lamp.
Wait, So sorry, we're in the dungeon now?
You are in the underground tunnel that is in the hole in the wall through the dungeon.
And you said exits are north back to the moat, east back to the dungeon, and south. There's nothing west?
There is no west.
Weren't the stairs in the dungeon?
So the stairs were in the dungeon.
Yeah.
That led up.
Yeah.
There were dungeon stairs. That was another, basically, that's where you heard the guards. So you left the stairs, went into the dungeon, then through the dungeon went into a hole in the wall, which leads you to underground where you currently are.
Oh, okay, I see. I will go back into the dungeon.
Back into the dungeon. You are in the dungeon. 1 second. You are in the dungeon. Torches flicker high above, casting sinister shadows on the wall. Twisting staircase leads up. There are some cells here.
There's what?
Cells.
Explore the cells.
You see a series of lines scratched into the wall. It looks like somebody has spent a long time here. There's a hole dug into the wall.
Can we read what was written on the walls?
Yeah. What it says is, Day 487. They left me alone again. They always leave me alone. Hey, when is food? I'm hungry. Day 484. Somehow I'm going back in time. Yeah, stuff like that.
Back in the tunnel.
Back in the tunnel. You're back in the tunnel. It is a lovely tunnel. You just spend so much time here. It's a great tunnel. It's dark. It stretches from the north to the south. There is also an exit back to the east, which leads you back to the dungeon that you just left. There's a skeleton here, by the way.
Oh, the tunnel exits south as well?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is an exit north, south, and east. North goes back to the moat. East goes to the dungeon. South, who knows? It's an adventure.
South.
South. South it is. Eyes blinking, you emerge into a large chamber. It has high, vaulted ceiling. And, again, I feel like I should always lead with this, but I keep forgetting. There's a huge dragon here.
Oh.
Huh.
It is just slumbering atop a pile of glittering treasure. What would you like to do? So there is a dragon here. It is sleeping. And there's a lot of treasure.
And so a large question game, we can die any number of times?
Oh, yeah, as many times as you want. You can die constantly.
Oh, cool.
Whose turn is it now?
My turn, I believe.
Oh, all right.
Can I try to sneakily grab some treasure? No.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
All right. You go to grab some treasure, and suddenly the dragon wakes up. Eyes you angrily and hungrily. And that's the last thing you remember. Although the dragon remembers you finely roasted.
Cool.
All right.
Would you like to reload your save? Because you are dead.
Yep, Nash, you get to reload.
Okay. What do we have in our...
All right, so where you are right now, you are back on the edge of the moat. You currently have a sharp axe, and that's it. You just have a sharp axe in your inventory right now.
Okay. Go into the moat.
Going into the moat, you see a monstrous catfish as big as a horse. It rears up and tries to attack you, and you fight it off with a very sharp axe. Wounded, the catfish sinks back below into the murky water.
Remove the stone.
Which stone?
The loose ones in the walls that you saw earlier.
You mean the one that you saw in your previous life? Yes.
In my previous life, yes.
Yes, you know exactly which stone to remove, so you remove that stone. You see a tunnel.
Enter the tunnel.
You squeeze through the narrow opening and enter a long, dark tunnel. You find yourself somewhere underneath the castle. A dark tunnel stretches from the north to the south, and there's a hole dug in the wall to the east. There's a skeleton here.
I will take the armor and the shield from the skeleton.
You are now wearing some really fancy armor, and you have a shield. Don't mind the singes on both of them. No real reason.
I will go south.
Going south, you see a large vaulted ceiling. There's a huge dragon here, slumbering atop a pile of glittering treasure.
Is there anything else in the room?
You examine the room. What you see is treasure And by treasure, you see things like gold coins, you see precious gems and rings and jewelry and a gleaming sword and all sorts of things like that. You also happen to see, how to put this? Oh yeah, a dragon.
No doors?
Oh, yes, there is a door. Back to the underground. So you can go back where you came from.
How does the dragon get in and out? All right, sorry, never mind.
Well, there might be other exits, you just don't see any right now.
Mm.
Yeah, walk around the dragon.
You attempt to walk around the dragon. The dragon wakes up, eyes you hungrily, and this time he made you a little well done. You know, some people like their meat a little charcoaled. And, yeah, you were eaten.
Reload save.
Reloading that save. All right, you are back at the edge of the moat. You stand outside the walls of Action Castle. The drawbridge is up. What would you like to do?
I will enter the moat.
You enter the moat. Monstrous catfish. You go snicker snack, and the catfish runs away.
I will remove loose rocks that I see in the wall.
Ah, yes, those loose rocks. Of course, those loose rocks. There's obviously a tunnel there.
Enter the tunnel.
You are now in a tunnel. There's a skeleton here.
Wear the armor.
You now have armor.
Even though it's not really protecting us, but okay.
Well, you look fancy wearing it, though.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Mm.
Go to the east.
Going to the east, back to the dungeon. You are in the dungeon. Torches flicker high above, casting sinister shadows on the wall. Twisting staircase leads up. There's some cells here.
Can I take one of the torches?
The torches are just out of reach.
Okay, I will go west towards the skeleton room.
Going back to the skeleton room. You are in the skeleton room.
The tunnel?
The tunnel. Yes, the tunnel. You are in the tunnel. There's a now naked skeleton here.
Go south.
Going south. You are in a large chamber with a high vaulted ceiling. Slumbering above a glittering pile of treasure, there's a dragon.
Talk to the dragon. Ask the dragon what it desires.
The dragon wakes up, eyes you hungrily, and says, another mortal dares to challenge me. Choose your weapon, wits or steel.
Wits.
Excellent! Answer my riddle correctly, or be burned alive and eaten. Are you ready?
Save.
You are now saving. Boop, 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 boop.
He eats us while we wait for it to save.
Save completed. All right. What would you like to do? He said, are you ready?
Yes.
Who owns nothing and yet has everything?
This is my turn.
Yep.
Oh. Take some time to think.
You think and think and think. Think, think, think. Think, think, think. Think, think, think. And you continue thinking.
Can I answer? Or did we get eaten?
You can answer. Until an answer is given, he will wait.
You will wait. The wise man.
A wise man. The dragon laughs. Ha ha! Well done. You have succeeded where all others have failed. Now, choose your reward. The dragon gestures to the gold coins, the gleaming sword, and a diamond ring.
Inspect sword?
You look closely at the sword. It's not just gleaming. It's glowing. That sword. There's something special about that sword.
It's all marketing. Don't worry.
I'm going to take the diamond ring.
A human who loves pretty rocks, roars the dragon. Typical. And with a sweep of its tail, the dragon opens a chute beneath you, and you tumble down into darkness.
Oh.
With the diamond ring.
Oh.
You tumble out at the mouth of a old cave. You've seen this cave before. There was an old man here before, but he's no longer here.
Oh. So we are in the cave currently?
You fell out of the cave, basically.
Yeah.
So Where you are, there are exits north back to the old pond.
Can I inspect the cave?
It's dark and scary, and it also kind of smells weird in there.
Was what the hermit had not in the cave then? It was with the hermit?
It was with the hermit.
Okay.
All right. Nash.
Leave the cave.
All right, you leave the cave, you go back to the old pond. You stand at the edge of the old pond. There's a clear night sky above, and the sky is just full of stars. You see a rowboat here. A path runs alongside the pond from the north to the south.
Go north.
Going north, you are on Old Pond Road. Walking down Old Pond Road, wide cobblestone road. Used to have rose bushes. Sign here. Old Pond Road, north-south, town to the east. Or west. Whatever direction.
Go back to town.
Going back to town, you're in the town square. It's dark. It's cold. There are exits north, south, east, and west. You see a wishing well here.
I've got an idea. Back to the old pond road.
Back to the Old Pond Road. You are walking down the Old Pond Road, a wide cobblestone road that used to be lined with rose bushes. There's a sign here. Old Pond Road runs north to south. The town lies to the east.
I'd like to head north towards...
The bend in the road?
Mm-hmm.
You arrive at the bend in the road. There's an old tree stump here. You see Action Castle to the east. Rosemary is sitting on the tree stump.
Go to Rosemary.
How did you get here from the south? You just went east.
Invite Rosemary to follow you south.
Rosemary nods, pulls the blanket a little bit closer, and follows you south. You are now on the Old Pond Road with Rosemary. Yeah, that's where I'll stop. I mean, I can keep telling you about how it's lovely cobblestones and how there's rose bushes with no roses and how there's a sign that nobody has actually read. But, you know, who reads signs?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Inspect sign?
It says, please don't pick the roses.
I will head south to the old pond.
You stand at the edge of the old pond. Clear night sky is above, full of stars. Rowboat, it's here. Path runs alongside the pond from the north to the south.
I will ask Rosemary if she's ever heard of skinny dipping.
She smiles at you slyly and says, "You know I have."
Oh my. Ask her to get into the boat.
She sighs and gets in the boat.
Are we in the middle of the lake yet or not yet?
You're just sitting in a boat by the side of the lake.
All right, let's go to the middle of the pond.
Oh, you row your boat straight out to the middle of the pond. It's peaceful, quiet, and pretty romantic.
Present ring to Rosemary.
Your beloved gasps and says, "Of course I will," and kisses you on the cheek. The two of you return to town and live happily ever after. The end.
Wow.
What?
Is there multiple possible endings for this?
There are multiple endings, yes.
Okay. Depending on what you take, right?
Depending on what you decide to take, yes.
I figured if we left her sitting at that at the bend in the road on the old stump and she's patiently waiting out there in the cold all night, we probably should marry her because who else is going to put up with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can give you a total of points that you got.
Yeah, let's see.
So, let's see.
Points.
Yes, you get points based on what you do.
All right.
So you gave the blanket to Rosemary. You gave the slippers to the hermit. You defeated the catfish. You answered the riddle. And you proposed to Rosemary. So right now that's 60 points there. Then you got 88 total points.
Ooh.
Out of 100, right? Or
Out of 100, yes.
Oh.
Did the copper penny in the wishing well
Oh.
give us any points?
Sorry, I forgot to count those. 91 total points.
Oh.
Yay.
Yes, the
Wow.
copper penny did get you some points.
Yes. Purpose.
Yeah, you have 91 out of 100 points.
what did we not get points on, or does that give things away?
There are some locations you did not visit, which were the lack of points there, and then finishing without saving is another 5 points.
Oh.
And depending on what you choose to do for the ending, both can end up at 100 points, both choices of ending. And I just revealed that there are basically 2 endings.
Should I?
There is another ending.
Are we allowed to go back to the...
I can bring you back to where you saved last if you want to play out the second ending. Everybody down for trying to reach the second ending?
I'd be down. I have time if other people have time.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
let's give
good.
it a go.
All right. So let's reload the second save. Who owns nothing and yet has everything? That's where you left off.
Yeah, whose turn is it?
Who proposed?
I think I proposed to Rosemary.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So Nate's turn?
So it would be Nate's turn then.
The wise man.
Ah, well done. You have succeeded where others have failed. Now, choose your reward. The dragon gestures to the gold coins, the gleaming sword, and a diamond ring.
I choose the gold.
The dragon laughs evilly.
Oh.
Have you learned nothing? Well, take as much as you can carry. You grab a large sack of gold and stuff your pockets filled with any coins that spill out.
Okay.
All right. You now have an obscene amount of gold.
Are we still in the room with the dragon?
You are still in the room with the dragon, so yeah, you get to decide where you're going from here.
Okay. Go back to the tunnel?
Going back to the tunnel, you're now in the tunnel. There is a tunnel here. There are exits to the north, to the south, and to the east. South goes back to where you just came from, just so you know. There's also a skeleton here, but it is naked.
Go ahead and tip the skeleton.
You leave a copper penny for the skeleton.
Excellent. It was great armor.
You find yourself somewhere beneath the castle. Dark tunnel, north-south, hole dug in the wall to the east. Skeleton gives you a thumbs up.
He shakes his cup.
What would you like to do?
Go out of the tunnel?
Which way?
So, sorry.
There are multiple exits of this room.
Maybe go back east to the dungeon?
To the dungeon. Okay. To the dungeon. You're in the dungeon. Torches flicker high above. They're casting sinister shadows. Really, the alliteration is apparently hard for me to talk with. There's sinister shadows. There's twisting staircase that leads up. And there's some cells here.
I will ascend the twisting staircase.
You are on the dungeon stairs. From above, you can make out some of the king's guards talking about current events. Someone's left an old lamp here.
I will put the lamp in my inventory.
You now have a lamp in your inventory. You are on the dungeon stairs. From above, you can make out the king's guards talking about current events. You know, just keeping up on the modern times, yo.
Let's see. Go back down the stairs?
Going back down the stairs, you're now in the dungeon. There are torches. They're flickering high above. They cast sinister shadows on the walls. There's a twisting staircase that leads up. There's some cells here. Inside the cell, there's actually some scratching on the wall that just says, "Today, I caught and ate a rat."
I think let's go back up the stairs.
You're going back up the stairs. You're on the dungeon stairs. From above, you can hear the guards talking. This time, it sounds like they're talking about Parcheesi, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. But they're talking there.
Can I continue up the stairs?
Yes, you can. You come out into the courtyard. There is a pair of guards here. They yell, "Halt! Who goes there?" And they grab you by the arms. You are arrested for trespassing and locked in the dungeon. This is where you remain for the rest of your miserable days.
Wait, we can't pay them off?
Okay.
I was hoping
Dang
to do that.
it. Yeah.
No, they instead just take your money.
Wait a minute. You found honest guards? That's an oxymoron.
I will reload the save state.
All right.
I was afraid that would happen.
Who owns nothing and yet has everything?
The wise man.
The dragon laughs. Ha 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 ha! Well done. You have succeeded where others have failed. Now choose your reward. The dragon gestures to some gold coins, a gleaming sword, a diamond ring, those sort of things.
Take the sword.
Ah, the sword of the fallen champion. A bold choice, roars the dragon. Now be gone, and leave me to my slumber. You strap the sword on your waist, and the dragon goes back to sleep.
Go north up the tunnel.
You are in the tunnel. There is a skeleton here. He is dead. You have his armor.
Go east towards the dungeon.
You are in the dungeon. Torches flicker high above. Sinister shadows on the wall. Twisting. Staircase leads up. There's some cells here.
Up the stairs.
Up the stairs. You're on the dungeon stairs. From above, you can make out what the king's guards are talking about. They're talking about current events. Just the socio-economic state of things and how they really think that the taxpayers' money should be better suited for improving education.
Mm-hmm. Is my sword drawn at this point? I assume I have it in my hand.
Your sword is not drawn. It is actually strapped on your waist.
Okay, I will equip my sword.
Yes. You equip the sword, and on the hilt, you actually see it says Lucasfilms Ltd. And it also says a +1 radiant on the other side.
Wait, what color is it glowing? Red, blue, yellow, green?
It's just glowing like a nice, yellowish.
Oh.
I know you were hoping that I'd say purple.
Yes. All right, continue into the courtyard.
You continue into the courtyard. There are a pair of guards here. They yell, "Halt! Who goes there?" Then, before they grab your arms, they notice the sword. Wait a second. The king will want to see this. Come with us. But put that away before we take you to the king. What do you do?
Oh, my turn. It's going to be a trap, but I will put it away.
You sheathe the sword. They escort you to the grand hall, with the throne room. You are in the throne room of Action Castle. The king is here. He sits upon an ornate gold throne. A pair of royal guards wait by the door.
Inspect throne room.
There are guards blocking the path to the west. There is a king sitting on an ornate throne. He has a long, flowing beard and wears a golden crown. And you also notice something very interesting. The king has on a pair of very recognizable slippers.
I will present the sword to the king.
He says, the kingdom needs a clever mind as much as it needs a keen blade. And I'm in need of a new champion. I offer the position to you. Do you accept?
I accept.
The king touches your shoulder with the flat of the sword's blade and pronounces you the new champion of Action Castle. The end.
Ooh.
Cool.
Excellent.
Because you have now visited every room, you now have 95 points.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The last 5 were if you made it through the entire game without saving.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if we choose the marriage ending, there's no way to get as many points as we could get.
Yep. Marriage is apparently not as profitable in points.
Can you re-enter the dragon's room and get the ring as well?
I was wondering that, yeah.
No, because if you try to take anything after you've gotten a reward, he will attack you.
Makes sense.
And I guess killing the dragon is impossible?
Yes. Even with the sword, it will bat you aside and burn you alive.
Oh.
Was it possible to steal the sword while the dragon was sleeping?
Nope. It would wake up and
Okay.
burn you alive.
Okay.
I will say that if this gives you any idea of the differences between this and the other one we played, Space Station is apparently supposedly harder than this one was, based on their difficulty level. I don't know why.
Because you didn't have to close the whatever capsule pod thing.
Because you didn't have to do 5 things in the correct order.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was a lot more forgiving on the order in which you did things.
I had to turn off the reactor, go to the other room, flick 3 switches, yell for the dog to follow you.
I still love the fact that you guys still refer to it as a dog, and it was only described as a dog-sized robot. Anyway, but yeah, no, you guys got all the points that time. There was one way of dying that you guys, well, several ways of dying that you avoided, but one that I was expecting. When you get the gold coins, if you try to exit back into the moat, you just sink.
I was actually thinking that.
I had thought about
I thought that would be the case.
Yeah, you just... thump.
I pelted that one to Angie. That's why I tipped the guy, because I wanted to see if Angie went north.
That's why I went to the dungeon.
Yeah, you would have just sank like a rock.
Yeah, I was so confused when we didn't go through the chute again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only go through the chute if you take the ring.
I see. Yeah, so there's no real ending at all with the gold.
Yeah, no good ending.
Or no good ending.
But the old man says.
Yes.
I thought the dragon was just immediately going to kill us.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
I
thought so
did
too.
too.
Yeah.
It was also really interesting because if you wake up the dragon in any way other than actually stopping and purposefully waking it up to talk to it, it burns you alive.
When he says wits or steel, is there any way to win with steel?
No,
No.
not at all. You immediately die.
Was there anything else in the cell?
In the cell? I mean, I could have kept making up more messages.
Yeah, I thought you'd said there was a hole in the wall.
Oh, the hole in the wall was the tunnel we came from.
Yeah, the hole in the wall was the tunnel you guys came from. And seriously, can I just say, the amount of times that you had me try having to make up things that Rosemary was saying. She seriously has no dialogue written in this game. Outside of course I do.
Wow.
Everything else.
Said that robotically.
Yeah, no other lines in this entire game. And yet somehow you guys kept going, maybe Rosemary has some beads of wisdom.
Oh boy.
I was tempted to ask Rosemary for our blanket back. Didn't get a chance. How immediate of a death do we face when we choose to fight the two guards?
Oh, immediate. Definitely immediate.
You don't even get one of them?
No, you do not get one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. We're supposed to be a cobbler.
You are a cobbler who just happened to get a sword.
We might have the sword of the fallen champion, but
Yes, with...
We don't know how to wield it.
we don't.
Yeah.
Only had one pair of shoes.
What if we put it on our feet?
That's the source of our power.
It would be a great strength of feet. I mean, a great feat of strength.
Are those puns written into the script, or are you just coming up with those on the spot?
Some of them, yes.
Because those sound like the old Infocom jokes when you would I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example, like when you would jump in Zork, they would say, "Was that fun for you?" Or something.
Yeah.
Really?
I would say about half of the puns that were made here are actually written. The other half I was coming up with simply because you guys kept doing things that I was like, okay. Because otherwise I have to have fun somehow, and my fun is derived out of torturing all of my players. So I really like these games. Action Castle, the first one, is one that I know Nate and Angie have played. This was Action Castle 2. There is, in fact, an Action Castle 3.
Oh.
And I'm just going to tell you that one turns the difficulty up.
Oh, interesting.
That one's on the level of Space Station for getting things in order.
Sure.
But I think it's a lot of fun. So yeah, they have a number of different ones. I really like these games, though, because they're nice and easy and fun, but the difficulty is because I've gone through all of these, I can never play any of these. I always have to be the reader.
No new ones yet?
There are some new ones, actually, that have come out, but I have not bought any of the new ones. But yeah, they're basically, the idea is the old text-based adventures that you see on computers where you are in a forest. Go north. Go south. You are in danger of being eaten by a grue.
There's a White House here. There's a small mailbox.
Yep. There's a bullet with your name on it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a six-gun showdown.
Seriously though, those games are great, and I think they're for the most part available in the public domain now, right?
A number of them are. Not everyone, because it depends on the manufacturer and if there are any companies that own the publishing rights.
Right.
But yeah, that's what this entire style of game is based on, is those sort of things. The other ones that we haven't done yet are like Z-Ward, which is a zombie one. Nate, I think you're getting to the point where you've played them all now.
Maybe. I don't remember Action Castle 3. I think I might have listened to it, but I don't remember it.
It is a complicated one, and that one also has multiple endings.
I did listen to Z-Ward, but I don't remember the ending to that.
That's the one with the flannel room.
Yeah, it's the one with the flannel room. Yeah, that's what was the other one? The werewolf one. I've listened to that one also.
Yep.
What's that actually called?
That one's called Spooky Manor.
Spooky Manor. Sorry. Yes, I've listened to that one. There are multiple endings, and I don't remember the ending I listened to anyway. So. Yeah,
that one's also multiple endings. A lot of the later ones have multiple endings. The very I think it's the first one. I think it's just the first one that only has one ending.
Not Jungle Adventure. Jungle Adventure might only have one ending.
Well, I mean, you technically...
There's one objective. You might do it differently.
Yeah, there is an objective, and you can do it in multiple ways. Also, Jungle Adventure has another really tricky part about it.
Going through the forest.
Oh, no. That's not even the thing I was thinking of. It is the only one that has a very special command.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Depends who says it.
Depends on who says it.
Yep.
Anyway, I digress. I really like these games, and we'll have to see about playing another one at some other point where we get to either play in an Action Castle 3 or some other environment.
Yeah. This is fun.
Just as long as there's no puzzles as obscure as having to say Ulysses to the Cyclops, or,
No, there's a couple in this series that I find a little obscure, and by a little obscure, it's things like figuring out that you need to put on a spacesuit before you launch.
Okay. So it's more like the logical common sense order of operations.
Yeah, it's the order of operations that tends to mess people up.
By the way, the Cyclops thing was spoilers for Zork, in so much as you can spoil a text-based adventure from 1980.
Don't worry, we'll make sure to put spoiler warnings on something. Thank you everyone for showing up, coming on down, changing all of your plans at the drop of a hat. Before you all head out, I'd like to say once again, let's work our way up from the bottom. So thank you, Nash.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you to Zach.
Yeah, thank you. That was tons of fun.
Thank you to Nate.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was a blast.
And thank you, Angie.
Thank you for not giving me any difficult order of operations this time. And that I didn't have to close any pod doors or put on spacesuits. Because that is what got me last time.
Well, all I can say is Rosemary is a very talkative person. Also, it was listed that if my players were predominantly female, that instead of Rosemary, it should be a guy named Sage.
Do you propose to Sage?
Yes, you would propose to Sage.
You'd still get a ring, right?
You still get a ring. On that note...
Yep, thanks, guys.
All right,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So if you like this game and you think that, hey, I'd love to get some of my crazy friends together to play a game like this, well, you can go to Memento Mori, memento-mori.com, and you will be able to purchase these, or you can even try out one of the demo PDFs for free, where you can play Action Castle 1 for the low, low price of a free. And if you continue liking what he's done, then I highly suggest you purchase one of his other PDFs to play a game just like this. I highly recommend you go and do that. And as it should be said, this is not sponsored by him in any way.
We just love playing them.
Such good games.
Gibson, is that your mic or is that the library's?
Oh, this is my mic.
Oh, okay. Do you do some recording sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes I've been recording podcasts and videos for class, and I haven't done as much of that in the last couple of years. I recorded a whole bunch of videos a few years back and decided to get this to have something with a little bit better sound quality.
Yeah, makes sense. Hey, Gibson, what have you been doing with your Friday nights now?
Mainly sitting around wishing that I still had D&D.
Yeah.
No, I'm going through D&D withdrawal up. We've got a game that we do with Keith, but just because of life and circumstances, we haven't been able to play all that consistently.
Okay.
But no, I'm definitely trying to think ahead to characters I want to play in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like the idea. I was just talking to my sister yesterday, and she and her husband play a lot of D&D. They've got a few games that they're in, and so cool. I was kind of brainstorming with them about, like, if we do get to play together sometime, what would be a fun kind of campaign to do. So I floated the barbarian idea past them because I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Basically, so Nate, it's basically everybody multi-classes as bard and something else, and you form a band. And so you've got, like, the barbarian is like the heavy metal guy, and the druid is like the pyrotechnic, because it's a great idea.
I've never done a group FaceTime on my computer, so it has this. It's first time for the fading thingy.
Oh, it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's a little trippy.
Yeah.
Later, we'll turn off our cameras and then just hide FaceTime so that it just doesn't mess you up, because it'll even though we're still the little circles, it'll still do the fadey thing, even though there's no faces. So
interesting.
yeah, I would just hide it then because it's too annoying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join on my phone a second.
Whoa.
Now there's 3 Nates.
Trippy.
Oh, you see 3?
Well, 3 Nates.
Oh.
I could join on my phone too, so there's 4 of us, but
All right. Go ahead and at the bottom of the FaceTime window, go ahead and click the no camera button. Hopefully that will speed us up a bit. Hopefully the audio will go smoother if we hit the no camera button.
All right.
yeah, it's funny. Even with the cameras off, this is actually somehow trippier because it's all these different
Yeah, it is.
different colored circles. Oh man, who designed that? That's crazy.
Going north. 1 second. Seriously, that was a loud bike.
Yeah, I could hear it from my apartment.
Unless you guys want to stay up for another 2 hours, I think that's it.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to make you play Action Castle 3.
Yeah, I'd be down to play some other time, yeah.
That would be extra entertaining with being sleepy.
Oh, that would be.
You'd probably never complete it.
No, yeah.
It gets better. The more slap happy you guys get,
Oh.
it gets better.
Nice.
That would be hilarious.
I just got a message from Zach
Okay.
that just says, "What are those games called and how much do they cost?"
Good. We've won somebody over.